What you say to yourself the moment you wake up becomes the filter through which your entire day is experienced. From the first conscious breath, your mind is already tuned in. It picks up the tone of your inner voice, the energy behind your thoughts, and most importantly, the story you choose to repeat. Whether that story lifts you up or holds you back, your mind is listening. That's why morning self-talk isn't just a passing thought, it's a seed that sets the tone for the hours ahead, shaping your clarity, your momentum, your peace, or your chaos. Most people wake up and immediately plug into the outside world. They grab their phones, scroll through notifications, check emails, and flood their minds with noise, all before they've even heard their own voice. But when you do that, you're not stepping into your day with awareness. You're stepping in by default. You're letting outside influences tell you who you are, what to care about, and how to feel, before you've had a chance to decide for yourself. That's not living. That's surrender. Your morning words, however, are your moment to reclaim the wheel. They're a reset, a grounding ritual that realigns you with who you are, not who the world expects you to be. Speaking to yourself with intention is like adjusting your internal compass. It might seem small, just a sentence or two, but those words affect how you think, how you walk, how you respond, and how you carry yourself for the rest of the day. If you wake up and say, "I am strong," even if you don't feel it yet, your mind starts searching for that strength within. If you say, "Today I choose peace," your actions begin to quietly echo that decision in subtle, meaningful ways. Here's what most people don't realize. Your mind doesn't fight repetition. It follows it. Whatever you say to yourself consistently becomes the foundation of how you think and who you believe yourself to be. The problem isn't just that people wake up and reach for their phones. It's what they're skipping over when they do. Before they've taken a breath with presence, before they've anchored their thoughts, they're already reacting to messages, to headlines, to other people's opinions. And in doing that, they hand over their clarity before the day has even begun. You're not supposed to wake up and be told how to feel. You're meant to decide. You're meant to connect with your own thoughts, your own emotions, before the noise of the world floods in. When you start your day reacting to everything outside of you, you miss the chance to check in with what's going on inside of you. You let someone else steer the ship while you're still finding your balance. But that first quiet moment, that pause before the noise, is your greatest opportunity. It's the space where you get to shape your focus, where you choose how to show up, where you set the standard for the energy you'll carry. That's why morning self-talk isn't a trend or a gimmick. It's not about saying something that sounds good. It's about building your day from the inside out, with intention, not reaction. Because when you speak with clarity before the chaos starts, you become less reactive to what comes later. You carry yourself differently. You remember who you are before the world tries to tell you otherwise. Even one sentence spoken with truth and conviction can shift your entire posture toward the day ahead. There's a quiet truth most people never learn. Your mind doesn't resist what you tell it over and over, it accepts it. Repetition isn't just how we memorize facts, it's how we build beliefs. Whatever you repeat to yourself often enough, good or bad, starts to feel like reality. That's why negative self-talk is so dangerous. If you wake up and your first thoughts are things like, "I'm not enough. Nothing ever works out for me. I always mess things up." Those statements don't just stay thoughts, they become the software your mind runs on. And the worst part? Your brain starts looking for evidence to back them up. It filters your experiences to fit those patterns. You'll notice what supports your doubts and overlook what disproves them. That's how belief systems form, not through logic, but through repetition and emotional charge. The subconscious mind is always listening. It doesn't analyze, it doesn't debate or fact-check the way your conscious mind does. It receives, it stores, it builds from what you feed it. It doesn't care whether a statement is true or false, it cares how often you say it and how deeply you feel it. If your daily internal dialogue is full of fear, failure, and lack, your subconscious will treat those things as your identity. And from there, your actions, your focus, your reactions, all fall in line with that identity. But the opposite is also true. When you begin your day by saying things like, "I am capable," "I am calm and in control," "I have everything I need within me to succeed," your subconscious adopts those beliefs as its new foundation. Over time, you'll start to see your choices shift, your attention sharpens, your confidence grows, not because the world changed, but because you did. It all starts with repetition. That's the language of the subconscious. And the morning, that's the moment when it listens the most. Most people don't start their day in peace. They start in noise. And not just from the world, from within. Before their feet even hit the floor, doubt whispers. Fear stirs. Insecurity shows up uninvited. It might sound like a small, passing thought. "I'm not ready. I don't know if I can handle this. What if I fail?" But if left unchecked, those quiet doubts multiply. They get louder, more convincing. And before you've even taken your first intentional breath, your inner critic is already in the driver's seat. That inner critic is subtle. It doesn't yell, it suggests. It disguises itself as logic, caution, even realism. But make no mistake, it's fear wearing a friendly mask. It questions your worth. It magnifies your flaws. It pulls your focus toward what's missing instead of what's already working. And the scariest part? It sounds like you. It doesn't arrive with flashing lights or alarms. It blends into your thoughts, your voice, your reasoning. That's how it gains power, by going unnoticed. But you don't have to let it run the show. The key is to speak before it does, to beat it to the microphone, to fill the space with intention before fear has a chance to settle in. This doesn't mean you deny your struggles. It means you don't let them speak first. It means you say, "I am grounded. I've earned the right to grow." Fear may be present, but it doesn't get to lead. When you begin your day with truths like these, you're not ignoring fear. You're leading through it. You're building a framework of strength that holds steady, even when the rest of the world feels uncertain. The morning is your window of control, a brief but powerful moment where you can anchor into who you are, before the storms of life test your footing. If you don't fill that space with strength, your critic will fill it with doubt. And that voice, it thrives in your silence. But when you rise with clarity, when you declare who you are before the world gets a say, you shrink the critic's influence before it even begins. You don't need to feel strong to choose strength. You don't need to be fearless to act with courage. What you say to yourself, especially in the first few minutes of the day, is not about pretending. It's about directing. Speaking with power in the morning is how you take the wheel. It's how you override the default settings of doubt and fear that want to take over in silence. When you say things like, I am capable, I am becoming stronger every day, I will not let fear define me, you're doing more than repeating affirmations. You're building emotional armor. You're choosing the tone of the day before the day chooses it for you. You're defining your identity by design, not by habit or insecurity. And no, this doesn't mean you'll feel unstoppable every morning. Some days you'll feel off. Some days, fear will still sit in the room. But strength isn't the absence of fear. It's your ability to keep showing up anyway. This is how you rewire your emotional default. This is how you train your inner voice to speak from belief, not hesitation. It's how you build the habit of honoring your potential, even when your nerves tell you to play small. Every sentence you speak with conviction in the morning becomes a step toward a more resilient version of you. You're teaching your mind to recognize truth, even when your emotions are foggy. You're anchoring your day in clarity, not chaos. And over time, something powerful happens. You stop waiting for confidence to appear. You start becoming the person who creates it. Your words are not harmless. They're not neutral. They either build you up or slowly break you down. Every morning, you are handed a choice: to speak a way that sharpens your mind or dulls your spirit. This isn't just about being positive, it's about understanding that language is power. What you say to yourself doesn't just reflect your mindset, it shapes it. Think of a warrior. Before stepping onto the battlefield, they don't just charge in blindly, they prepare, they center themselves, they sharpen their blade. That sword, it's their protection, their discipline, their power. Your words are the same. Each sentence you speak in the morning is either honing that blade or letting it rust. When you wake up and say, I'm not good enough, I always mess this up, I can't handle what's coming, you're not just expressing doubt, you're handing yourself a dull weapon. And the world will test you. It always does. But if your internal dialogue is already cutting into your strength, you'll face those challenges half defeated. On the other hand, when you wake up and declare, I am ready, I can handle what comes, I have what it takes, you begin to rewire your posture. You don't need everything to be perfect, you just need to choose your stance. These words aren't magic spells, they're anchors. They bring you back to yourself when fear tries to pull you away. Repetition matters, not because it sounds nice, but because it builds the mental muscle memory that determines how you show up when it counts. Over time, what you tell yourself in the quiet shapes how you walk into the noise. And the truth is, every word you speak is either armor or a wound. So ask yourself, am I strengthening my mind or weakening it? Am I giving myself a sharpened edge or starting the day already disarmed? Every morning, the moment you wake up, you're at a crossroads. You either set the tone for your day or the world sets it for you. And let's be honest, the world doesn't usually choose peace. If you don't take those first minutes to direct your mindset, you hand over your power before even leaving the bed. You open your phone, you scroll, you absorb other people's messages, filtered images, stressful updates. Before long, your thoughts aren't even your own. You're just reacting to what's being thrown at you. You start comparing. You start doubting. You carry energy that doesn't belong to you, and you begin your day chasing, not creating. But it doesn't have to be that way, because just a few intentional minutes in the morning can shift everything. You don't have to wait for clarity to find you. You generate it. You don't have to wait for the day to tell you who you are. You declare it. Your words become your command center. Phrases like, I lead my day, I stay calm in chaos, I choose my response are more than affirmations, they're protection. They shield you from the noise and redirect your energy back inward. The truth is, you can't control the external world. Traffic happens, unexpected problems show up, people's moods fluctuate. But you can control your inner world. And the stronger your mind, the less power your circumstances have over you. It's not that problems vanish, it's that they stop defining you. You stop reacting out of habit and start responding with intention. Mental strength isn't built by hoping the day goes smoothly. It's built by preparing to stay grounded even when it doesn't. And that preparation, it starts the moment you wake up with a sentence, a choice, a breath. One morning, that's all it takes to start changing everything. It might sound too simple, maybe even unrealistic, but that's only because we've been conditioned to believe change must be loud, dramatic, or massive. The truth, transformation begins in the quiet, in the stillness before the world starts pulling at you, in those first few minutes where intention can take root. Your morning is a blank page, a rare moment where nothing has been written yet. No stress, no demands, no distractions, and in that space, you have a choice to shape your energy, your mindset, your focus, not with grand gestures, but with clear, consistent action. A few words, a clear breath, a centered decision. These may seem small, but they ripple into every interaction, every decision, every challenge that follows. When you start your day reacting, rushing, scrolling, complaining, comparing, you're not leading your day, you're letting it run you. But when you begin with presence, even just 5 intentional minutes, you shift from passive to powerful. You're no longer waiting to see how the day will unfold. You're deciding how you'll meet it. You're not just speaking affirmations, you're installing commands. You're reminding your subconscious, we are awake, we are deliberate, we are in charge. And that small moment of ownership, it compounds, it builds momentum. The clarity you created in the morning starts to influence your decisions. The confidence you claimed helps you speak up. The peace you planted keeps you grounded when things go sideways. And then something powerful happens. One intentional morning becomes a better day. That better day turns into a better week, and soon you realize you're living from a different place. It's easy to chase breakthroughs in the big moments, but real change lives in the small ones, the quiet ones, the ones where no one's watching, and you choose to speak life instead of noise. You don't need a perfect routine to transform. You need one moment of presence, one choice to lead instead of follow, one declaration of who you're becoming. Do that. Repeat it. Let it stack. Every morning, you're handed a chance to guide your mind or to let the world guide it for you. And the truth is, how you speak to yourself isn't just a conversation, it's construction. You're either building the strongest version of yourself or slowly tearing it down. The difference between fear and courage, chaos and clarity is found in the whispers you repeat when no one's listening. So speak powerfully, speak with truth, speak like the person you're stepping into. Because one morning of intention isn't just the start of a better day, it's the start of a new life. And that life begins now, with your next word. Choose it with power.